did that to yourself. Test, test.
Well,
Yeah, this is gonna come
I
over
had
the
to turn the
stream
mic
right now,
on.
Eric. Just so you know, buddy.
what?
Everything that you're saying right now is being broadcast to internet land. All right.
I am speaking. Continue.
Twitch.tv
I'm
slash.
gonna watch.
If there's an open way, I'll just run while everything else fades and turns to dust. We're searching to find a way from here. We'll follow our souls into the night. Let's disappear, 'cause wherever we go, love is on our side. Love is on our side. Love is on our side.
I know. Breathing in grace.
And stop breathing.
Hey, we got 5 people in. This is like the most we've had at a modified live stream in a long time. Yeah, no. Okay, we're gonna see if I can manage this. This is tough. I'm gonna see myself.
Keep rolling like the
A few.
waves and crash the sand.
Hey, everybody out there in internet land. Welcome to Modified. So glad that you're joining us. I'm joined tonight by Hannah
Hello.
and Adrienne.
Hello.
And all of these virtual people in the room. There's a lot of empty seats in here. It's kind of a strange night. So it's all right, though. Modified still happens even when we have to be online and virtual for a little while. So, yeah, so co-hosts here. You know, we're the student ministry of South Lansing Christian Church. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves? What was your first night of Modified like, and how did you feel about it?
I was excited to
Yeah.
like see like some people I hadn't seen in like a year, 2 years, because I really missed Sophie after 2
Yeah.
years of not seeing her at the flood.
Yep.
And I don't really remember.
It was a long time
It
ago.
was.
It was like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the bright
I
eyed.
was a little bit scared, but then I saw everybody who I like knew before, and I was like, oh.
Yeah,
okay.
there's that like
Yeah.
there's like that scary moment, like you come into high school.
I'm old now.
Yeah, you go from and when we first have you guys come in, we first have new students come in the spring for like the preview nights, and I remember, speaking of Sophie, I remember when Luke and Sophie came in for their first night, and they were still basically 8th graders, because they were, and they were like wrestling each other on the floor, because that's what brothers and sisters do when you're in 8th grade.
Correct.
It was awesome. So, good times. What about you, Hannah? Tell us about your first night at Modified.
My first night at Modified, I stood in the corner because I was afraid of the tables. Flood didn't have tables or like music playing typically. It was just a different atmosphere, and I was like, this is a lot of change, and I stood in the corner for a little
I
bit.
remember the feedback that I either got from you or from your parents was, "This is weird," and I was like, "All right, that's
It
a
was-
blow to the ego."
it was,
But
no, it wasn't a bad weird. It was a good weird, but it was
just new
also
and different.
just
Yeah.
a lot of good weird at
Yeah.
once.
Well, for you out there, we would love to have you join us for Modified. If you are joining us for the first time, or if you have friends who you need to send this video to and have them tune in at some point, yeah, Modified is a little strange sometimes, but it's also awesome. So, speaking of strange, tonight Eric has a game he's concocted for us. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. There's a box over there that you can't see right now, and I guess I don't know. There's going to be some weird, like, what's in the box stuff going on.
It has
It's
plaid.
concerning.
It has plaid.
It's
I
got
don't-
plaid.
I don't
Yeah,
like
it's
plaid.
Christmas themed.
Plaid.
I
Did
don't
you
like plaid.
did you intentionally make it Christmas themed, Eric?
Yeah, you don't know how hard that was to wrap. I spent like half an hour doing that earlier.
Well,
Wow.
congratulations. It looks like a 5-year-old did it. So. I'm sorry. No.
You know, I got really
Yeah,
sad today
Why is that?
because I'm listening to Spotify and all of a sudden a Christmas ad comes up and I was like,
Yeah.
it's time, isn't
I
it?
have
It is
Christmas
time.
penguin socks. I have Christmas penguin socks on right now.
Yeah, that's
Merry
gross.
Christmas.
But
Also-
it was like,
Christmas.
what would the best Christmas present be? A brand new car? Yes. And I was like, well
I'll
then.
take a brand new car. Anybody wants to give me a brand new car out there, I will take it for Christmas without the payments. So, yeah, Eric, sorry I insulted you. I only say that because I also wrap things like a 5-year-old. And every time I give my wife presents for Christmas or birthday or whatever, it's like, here you go. I'm holding up my tribute, and she's too nice to like outwardly show signs of judging it, but I just know on the inside she's like, what is
It's
wrong
like an,
with this guy?
oh, thanks.
Yeah, like people who are good at wrapping things use maybe one piece of tape here and there. Like they're
Max
very
is
sparing on tape.
I used
And the
3.
corners are like, yeah, 3. Who can wrap a box with 3 pieces of tape?
3 to
I
5.
use 3 pieces of tape and like a half an inch of wrapping
If
paper.
you're a pro rapper, you either use no tape or you use all the tape.
Yeah, I use all the tape, and like sometimes I put the tape and it like sticks to itself, and then it sticks to
Oh, I hate
me,
when
and
that
then like
happens.
paper rips, and I also
you need,
can't do
you need
cellophane.
one of those like old lady ring tape holders for you to like.
Yeah.
They make those that you can like have them on your hand so you can be like moving and like have the tape.
That'd probably
wait
be
for you.
helpful. I also have
You
the
could
same,
just do that with a roll of Scotch tape.
you know that like plastic cling wrap
just
stuff that you
Stick it on your finger.
you know what I'm talking about?
true.
Like
Yeah.
the cling
Yeah, yeah.
wrap? I cannot do that. Every time
No,
I
I
pull
can't
a
do
little
that
bit
either.
out, it's like you pull it out and it just immediately wraps
pull
up
it
into
out,
a
you
ball,
can't.
and it's
I
terrible.
had to like pan
Delicacy.
the guacamole up at work, and we had to put like a layer of plastic wrap on the bottom and like a layer on top to keep the air out because then it turns brown.
Yeah.
And I was struggling.
It's,
The joys of
it's-
working at Chipotle.
It's a delicacy. It's a delicate process.
Yeah, it's not a process I am capable of doing. So, hey, so yeah, youth group is what we're doing tonight, and Modified has a couple community rules. They were up on the screen behind me for a minute. Modified has respect yourself, respect other people, and respect the church building. And we're in one of those situations again where respect the church building is easy. In fact, for the whole fall, like, I don't think there has been any damage to the church building. I haven't replaced any light bulbs. We haven't kicked anything against the projector or the drum set. There's no mic. Oh, actually, hold up. I think it was adults' fault, not students' fault. But one of those music stands, your dad approached me and let me know that the bottom was falling off of it after Modified one night. So I have to fix that. So with that said,
Isn't it like
That was the
screw on?
broken.
like
I don't know.
the foot was like actually broken. I don't know how. It seems like that would take a lot of force. Anyways,
I don't know.
respect the church building. Rule number 3.
Okay.
Do that. You ladies, respect the church building. Respect other people. So we're just hanging out. We're in the chat tonight. Hopefully your small groups will be getting together for either a little round of Among Us or just playing, having a discussion about the lesson later on tonight. In your interactions with others, remind yourself, these are people created in the image of God, and as beings created in the image of God, they reflect God's character, God's glory, and they are people who have meaning, and they matter, and they have value. And so I'm going to treat them well when I communicate with them in person, IRL, or online. Also, respect yourself. Hannah, tell me how you've been respecting yourself lately.
I've been doing other things during my classes, so I'm not as bored.
I'm not sure that was the answer I was looking for.
Just band. I can't do anything during band because if I'm going to be on the
yeah.
call on my computer, I can't also be down at my marimba where there's nowhere to put the computer.
Yeah, how does online band work?
I do band after band.
So does a band ever try to play together at all?
Yes, we're all on mute. So like it sounds like it's you playing with the director, but it's really everybody's playing by themselves with the director at the same time on mute.
Yeah, we did that, but then one time my orchestra director, he was like, okay, guys, humor me, all on mute. And we played a section.
My
It's
teacher
so
tried
bad.
to
Your
do that.
band directors have to have so much patience. So, we're going to be talking about
yeah.
families in a little bit tonight. This whole thing's about families. And there's nothing that makes me angrier in my family than when I'm giving my kids piano lessons. And I've had to really dial this back and tone this down. But the problem was, so we moved in the last month, and before that we were packing and blah, blah, blah. So I'm supposed to give my kids piano lessons once every week, but it's been a full month. And my youngest, who's been taking lessons now for over a year, so she should be like really, she's made it through one set of books, but just barely. So she should be able to read notes on the page, and she should be able to count, and she should be able to like play along with the things she's counting. And we get to her lesson, and she plays a song, and it's great. It's perfect, right? It's so good. And I'm like, oh, Genesis, you're doing so great. That was so good. Let's sit down and play a duet together. And so we go, and I count us off. 1, 2, ready, go. And we get into it, and she just gets so confused, and I can't figure out what's going on. And I'm getting a little bit more frustrated, and finally I realized she had like learned that song a month ago and had completely forgotten how to read any of the symbols on the page. And so when I'm like, a half note, it has 2 beats. How many beats does a half note have? And she's like breaking down like, I don't know. I'm like, read the page. All right. It was a bad dad moment. So.
Well,
It sounds
sometimes,
like
but
can't relate. Sorry, I have too
You-
many notes.
Well,
you have to be like,
anyway,
Sounds like a
all that
dad
to
and a
say,
math
band
problem.
directors must be very, very patient people because, like,
Respect.
God.
Respect
seriously.
there's this like
person.
special program where you like each record yourself individually with a metronome, and it like mashes them together, and we do like quartets or octets, and they sound so bad, and he has to listen to them and grade them, and they sound so bad.
My band director doesn't even waste his time doing that.
We do flip grids sometimes. That's weird.
I think what frustrates me is when my kids come to lessons and they have obviously not practiced at all, and then they're like try to like play stuff and pretend like they know what they're doing, but nothing is right, and I'm just like, just please practice. all I ask from you is practice half hour a day, or get through all your songs 4 times and actually play them. So, anyways, all right, music. I love it. It makes me mad. It's great. All right, so that's
Yes.
respect other people. Oh, that was respect yourself. Respect yourself.
Yourself.
What have you been doing to respect yourself lately?
I've been like taking time like to calm down and like watch TV so I'm not as stressed out.
Okay, all right. What have you been watching lately?
Avatar, The Last Airbender, and
Hmm.
Once Upon a Time.
Eric's freaking out.
Yeah. I have not watched either of those. I have been watching The Mandalorian.
Be proud of me.
The Mandalorian, anybody? No?
Oh, I've watched that too. I watched
I
that too.
want to watch that. My dad.
We
were
just
gonna
watched the
watch it,
second
and then we
episode
didn't.
yesterday. It's good.
So, I haven't watched the season 2 episode yet because my wife and I are going back through season 1, and we're like on the last episode of season 1, and I'm excited about that. So, yeah.
It's getting weird.
Hey, Eric, your wife is in the chat. Hi, Chelsea.
Hi.
I was
She
smiling
says-
under the mask.
She says you guys are making great choices on media
Yeah.
consumption. So, all right. Well, that is that's modified. Those are our 3 rules. We got a few things going on tonight, so we're going to talk about families in a little bit. Before that, we're going to play Eric's Scary Game, What's in the Box,
Oh,
Volume
no.
2. Before that, we are going to talk about the latest... Okay, we're going to talk about
I saw those earlier and I was very
the
confused.
latest news stories from around just around the community. I found a couple news stories. So the first one I want to tell you about is, as I stumbled upon this just a little, like right before Modified, honestly. Some guy has been sentenced. He went to court and he is now facing a sentence because he was at Yellowstone and he decided to cook chickens in the hot springs. He was cooking chickens in the hot springs. Like, you're not supposed, I guess, okay, number one.
They're chickens.
Yeah, number one, yeah, where did he get the chickens? And, like,
He just
did he, like,
smuggle them in under his coat.
were they live when they
"Oh,
got
I'm
there?
gonna make me a good dinner," and he comes and he's got like
Chicken
he just
legs.
was it like
Boils them
did
in
he
hot
like
springs.
did he like seal like
There were no
hot
details.
seal it like
I don't know. There weren't details. I didn't
he
understand.
has raw chicken
Like,
meat
I
in
have
his
so many
coat
questions.
pocket. It just-
Were the chickens live when they came in? Were
That's
they
why I was
raw?
like, wait, did he pluck the feathers and dump it in, or like?
Yeah. Number two, like, have you either of you been to Yellowstone?
No.
'Cause
No,
I've not.
but I really want to go.
But like, it's a huge, like a
It's
huge
huge.
area
I've
of like
heard.
thermal vents and stuff. And so, how do you? You're not gonna make chicken broth, right? It's just gonna like spread out forever. And how hot are these? Are they like
They're
hot
really
enough to kill you?
Yeah.
If you get close enough to the center, if you like, maybe he's doing like this more.
So what's
he's
he on,
doing
his
like the
Raiders or
campfire,
what?
the
Oh, he's got
campfire
like the
thing.
stick.
Like
and
this.
he's it's like a turkey fryer or something. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. So that's a thing.
The steamer steamed.
And I guess my other question was why is it a crime to cook things in like how is that on
I don't
what
know.
planet did that become a crime? It's nature.
Pollute-
I mean,
pollution,
yeah,
maybe.
it's
If
a
they-
national.
If you're, because if
park.
you get people
Yeah.
coming in and they're like, well, I'm gonna make some fancy food of some sort, and they like,
Well, I'm gonna make some
polluting the
fancy
hot
food.
spring.
Yeah, I
and
guess,
they, like, but then they like throw their cans and their wrappers just somewhere because people
Yeah,
don't like to use
I
trash
guess-
cans.
I don't know,
For
I
whatever
was
reason.
surprised.
You don't want to boil the water, just grab a pot and scoop it out.
yeah.
Like that'd be. I feel like it'd be less illegal to take water from the springs than to use it.
Still might not be very healthy though.
Yeah,
No,
but Jamie
probably
says boiled chicken
little.
is good. She's in the chat or in the
I mean, it doesn't sound
I've
bad.
never,
But, yeah.
I've never had boiled chicken, and it sounds weird.
Again, I guess it's a crime to cook things in the hot springs at Yellowstone. We all have been educated. All right, the second one, we have a picture for this. So this happened here in Michigan.
What?
So I don't know. Does your family have Amazon Prime?
Yeah, my dad
Okay,
does.
right. And have you noticed that they've recently switched in the Lansing area from like UPS and FedEx and the Postal Service? Like they've switched from professional delivery services that know what they're doing to they've got all these like overgrown teenagers driving these vans around.
I cheer.
kinda
I
crazy.
cheer.
Wait, is that an Okemos at a golf? It kind of looks
Yes,
like the golf
yes,
course. That's like by
yes.
my house.
I'm telling you, this happened here in mid-Michigan. So
I
so
cheer when I see the Amazon
by the high
Prime
school.
card.
if you go to the west side, if you're like on Canal or Kreitz Road, there's a couple gas stations there, and you get there at like 4 or 5. It is like lined up out the parking lot Amazon vans, and every one of them has these like overgrown teenage people in them. Like this is not a slight against teenagers, but you know maybe not quite as professional as the general UPS driver. And yeah,
I
so
mean, I won't
they're
take
always
offense.
like your dad is very frustrated with them. They've been like trying to deliver stuff here to church and not doing a great job. And I think it's just because they're new and they're not well trained yet. But anyways,
It's
they're-
a golf
they've
cart
got-
path.
yeah, one of them
Backlog.
Why-
followed Siri directions down a golf cart path in a golf course, trying to deliver something, and drove their van into the cart tunnel. Yeah, can you believe that? Like, that's crazy. That's a bad day too.
I cheer. I like wave and cheer when I see an Amazon Prime car. Like if I'm in our car and I'm like
Yeah. Well, in,
see them, I'm like cheering for them. I'm like, you keep going. You
like
keep.
the front of this van should be like here. So I feel like this guy really meant it when he was going under here. Like he's like, oh man, there was a bump. I guess I'm just gonna gun it. Like what? Yeah. It
Didn't know the speed
yeah.
limit. For sure.
So that's the news.
Well then.
Yeah. Hopefully you feel enlightened. You know what's going on now. Good times.
Sure.
Quentin needs to stop judging me, and it seems like something he would do. Actually, yeah, that's what.
I
So he said.
feel-
Quentin said that this looks like something. When have I ever scraped a van roof on anything except
I
for that
feel
one
like I
time at
lost a couple
statewide with
brain
a bunch of
cells
students in it.
watching
Never
and
happened. All right.
Seeing these things.
Never happened except for that one time.
That was before the
never
church
happened.
owned
We
this
don't talk
van.
about that.
Yeah, shh. Hey, Eric, it's time for our game. We have a game. Yay. The game is called What's in the Box?
Volume
And
Volume 2?
It's volume 2 because we played this one time back in like May.
new and improved
Yeah.
2.0.
Oh.
So from what I understand, we're going to be sticking our hands in the box, feeling whatever mysterious thing is in there, and telling you what it is.
Yeah, you gotta guess what it is.
Is it one of us at a time? Is that how it
Yeah,
works?
it's one of you at a time.
Okay, so in each of us are going to kind of get a different item.
Each of you is gonna get a different thing. If you guess it right, you get a point.
Ooh, okay.
We each get 2 chances, and if there's a tie, we have a tiebreaker.
Two
I ate a lot of
chances,
food with my
and if
hands
there's a
as a kid.
tie,
I'm
there's
ready.
a tiebreaker. And Eric did go to 3 stores today when he was supposed to be working, and then he went to Blue Owl and hung out and just had coffee. So
Sounds like a great work
sounds
day.
like a good work day. So there should be all kinds of stuff in there. So who's going first?
I'll go first.
All right, Adrienne's got it.
Thank
She's
you.
going first. Jamie says good luck.
I don't know.
Don't look.
If it's food items, I feel
It
so much.
is.
Well, we don't know
Some
what it
of them
is.
are.
I don't know. It could be like
He did ask if
I
we were
mean,
allergic to anything.
food items. He did ask me if I have a food allergy, but like food items can include anything
All right,
from
Adrienne,
like.
so basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna come up here behind the box. You're not gonna look at the TV screen because the
I'm
answer's
gonna
gonna
be able
up
to.
there.
Oh, is it on the camera? Is this
Oh,
camera?
it certainly is. Yeah.
Oh,
So we
the
can watch.
phone.
We can
I
watch
see.
it right here. It's gonna be right there in just
Makes
a minute.
sense.
You're gonna have to keep your eyes closed while you're reaching in there. If you don't actually look in there.
Don't cheat.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
You can just look. Well, no, you can't. You have to look that way, but don't look at. Yeah, look that way. Close your eyes.
Are we
Drum
ready?
roll. We're gonna switch to the Adrienne cam. How many of these? There's 2 per person.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Is there like, is this a
Alright.
winning or is it we all just mutually lose?
You know, it really depends on how you define winning and losing.
I was gonna say, does modified ever like? Is there ever
All
like
right,
a moment?
Adrienne, you can go ahead and reach in there.
All right, it's like a bowl.
Oh no!
Smell it. It's cottage cheese.
Wow, that was
Did you touch it? You don't
Yeah.
know. Also, that's like Ben Williams level of smelling. Yeah.
Ew. I
It
hate-
does smell
I
quite
hate
nice.
cottage
It smells quite nice. Cottage cheese.
No.
Good
Can I
job.
eat that?
Round of
Oh,
applause.
I can smell it now. Ugh.
Eric, did we have any clean your hands off items?
There's hand sanitizer and white bread.
Oh, there's a sink over there if you want to use a sink.
Oh, that
too.
works.
That's probably better. All right, who's up next? Me or you?
You.
All right, it's me. I'm gonna not watch that. All right, I'm gonna not smell it. Oh man, I can smell the cottage cheese.
It's.
I told you.
I think that's strong enough.
Oh
that
my
it
gosh.
Might block
I kinda wanna eat it.
I can't. I hate cottage cheese. It's disgusting.
Hannah, can you see what this is?
Um.
We need clear bowls next time.
We. Oh. What is that?
Stop. All right, do I
let
get
me
to go? Eric, do I go?
What is this? It's on this.
Oh,
What is that?
What,
Oh, I know what that is.
what is this? What? Oh, what is it alive? I don't know what it is. I don't want to touch it anymore. It felt like it moved.
Yeah, I mean, it's not alive. You can look at the screen if you don't get this. It's just a rubber ball.
Dude. Oh, that thing is nasty.
That
It
reaction.
felt like, it literally felt like a, I don't know. I don't know. That was,
Oh my gosh.
that was horrifying. I'm going to sanitize
Is
my
it like
hands
the
after that.
silicone? It's just a silicone rubber ball.
Okay, you know what? If you don't know what it is,
Oh, it's one of those ones with like the spikies
It's
on
a
it.
little
Yeah,
fuzzy.
that's fine.
Yeah.
all right.
I was gonna put maple syrup on it at first, but then I decided nah.
Nah, it was strange
That's
enough
weird.
feeling.
Your reaction was incredible.
Well, I
Let's
didn't
go,
know
Hannah.
what it was.
My hand still smells like cottage cheese.
All
I
right,
don't want to knock
That's
the
a weird
mic
smell.
off.
Hannah's next.
Though
I don't
quite
want to
delicious.
touch it. I'm gonna
Let's
get, like,
go,
the wet-
Hannah.
I'm gonna get like the cold spaghetti.
I love how Eric gets to be in 6 places at the same time.
Oh, it's laggy. I was like, where's
this
the
is
bowl?
Meat. This is some kind of meat. Ew.
Oh, we can't see it.
Oh, it's a crab leg. It's a crab leg. It has to
No.
be. It has
I
to be
can't
a
see.
crab leg.
She picked it up. She's fearless. Oh, that's gross. What is that?
It's like a. It feels like a crab leg.
It doesn't
oh,
look like a crab leg. Can you
it's
see it?
Like
Yeah, look at the
It's-
screen. It's up there.
It's
Hannah, you don't
Oh, that. Oh. Oh, Eric, that's not okay, man.
I was right. I was right with crustacean. I was right with
Oh,
like
man.
seafood. I was close.
Yeah.
I felt the like things and thought crab. It was like ew.
Well, you were close to right, but
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Well, so far I have a point.
Yeah, so
Eric, you're evil.
Eric is evil. Yeah.
Eric, you're evil.
well, you know,
Am I allowed to eat the cottage cheese?
Can I look at that?
I thought it was gonna be
Ooh.
red. It's like
Like it's got little like legs and stuff.
It's a shrimp. What do you
Oh my
expect?
gosh.
Oh.
It was a weird conversation
away.
when I asked the guy at the meat counter for just a single shrimp.
oh my
The
gosh.
things you don't know that you're gonna have to do in student
I have.
ministry.
I have lots of these.
Wow.
Wipes. Okay, I'm just gonna sit there. Let me get out of the way.
Who's tumbled 18?
I can still smell the cottage cheese.
Yes.
Got my
Oh, hi, Darren.
couple. Yeah.
Darren says good luck.
Thanks.
I'm
Thank you.
still-
Are we good?
I can't believe I touched a raw
Oh, what is
shrimp.
this? Oh, oh. Can you see that sticking out of there?
What in the world?
Oh, man, I'm glad I'm not you.
No, it's slimy.
Ugh.
Gross.
What is it?
I was trying to get. Oh my gosh. I can't.
Has it jumped yet?
I'm gonna go home and wash my hands.
Yeah, I know.
20
You're gonna have to
times.
like. I don't know.
Rat. You're a rat.
Ugh.
I picked it up because I was trying to get like a feel of the shape, and then it had.
I'm glad
Like
you had that one because I could.
fingering
No,
things.
that's not okay.
Oh my
Whoa!
gosh!
Adrian's gonna get 2 points here.
Adrian,
It's
Way to
slimy.
go.
on it.
Yeah, it's one of those like things where you put it in water and it grows over time.
Oh.
How big was it when it started?
So that's what it starts. It's supposed to get 600 times bigger, which I don't know how.
100
Now
times.
I just throw it in a bucket and bring it back next week.
Do it.
Please
We got a
do.
sink. Go put it in the
Please do.
sink.
All right, who's
I
next? Do
mean-
I have to go next?
Yeah.
Yes, Walter.
I'm
Can I-
still trying to
can I
get
be
the
done
shrimp
with
off
this
of my
game?
fingers.
After seeing this shrimp, I don't know that I can
Fun,
play this
so-
anymore.
Eric,
what?
you're evil. Evil
down.
food wizard strikes again.
Oh, that was gross.
There were a couple on.
Can I eat the cottage cheese?
You
You
like.
want to eat the cottage cheese?
All right.
Yes.
You're
It was my hand that got stuck in it.
I mean, you can have the rest of it in the fridge.
I'm a little not okay with this game right now. Can we play this next time we play this? Can we play it on a week I'm not doing it? Yeah, sure.
Walter's like, I'd like to watch.
That was gross.
Dude, I'm like totally psyched out at this point.
Turn it towards me. Turn it towards
If
me.
this moves or something,
What is?
I can't see it.
Hannah, you need to stop.
Have you touched it yet?
No, stop.
Touch it.
I don't want to.
Dancing around the bowl.
I know, I don't want to.
Put your hand in it, Walter.
No,
You can do it. You can do it. You
Come
can
on,
do it.
dude.
Do it.
you
do
can't even
it.
see what's in there. So.
I know what's in there.
What?
It may or may not be on the screen right now.
I don't know what it is.
Put your hand in it.
Pick it up a little bit, Walter. Put some
Feel it. Feel it.
It's cold. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to know what that is. Is it like lettuce or something? It's like, Did this at one time, was it capable of moving on its own?
No.
I hope not.
very artificial.
Okay, it's artificial. Okay.
It comes out of a can.
Is it silly string?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Okay.
Freak
my
me out.
turn.
All right, hey, that's not so bad. Okay,
My
okay.
turn again.
Sure, definitely.
Eric, you're a lot nicer than I would have been, so thank you for that.
Oh, it does kind of look like lettuce.
It feels strange.
I don't know if it
Well,
necessarily
it's
feel
silly
like
string.
It's like very.
I gotta
artificial
say, that
lettuce.
spiky ball was the freakiest thing I've ever felt.
That was the best thing I have ever seen.
Alright, Adrienne has 2 points.
Correct.
Hannah, do you have a point yet?
Can I have like a
No.
half a point because I was on the seafood category. I was close. And
Hannah
I
has
picked,
half a point.
I picked that shrimp up.
You did. I'm surprised.
You really went for it. You're doing better than Walter.
Okay, well, that's true.
Well, cause you gotta get the shape. You gotta go all in. I'm afraid after the shrimp.
Can't see it.
Can't see it. We'll figure it out. Next time we're gonna have to like get clear.
It'll be
bowls.
on the screen.
I hope.
And he'll
it's
put it
not.
on that screen too.
Silly string again.
Oh, this is
Ooh.
a condiment or some
Ooh,
sort
that's
of
kind
like.
of gross. I wouldn't want to feel that if I were you.
It's
Ugh.
like shampoo or
Ooh,
pudding or
Definitely not
mayo.
shampoo. Oh,
Oh,
Mayo? Is it mayo?
You're the right color.
yeah.
Pudding.
that's nasty.
Lotion? I'm
No.
You might want to
Paint?
wash your hands after that.
Paint? Toothpaste.
Yeah.
Oh!
Wasn't that bad?
Wow.
Just minty.
You ladies are incredible at this. Good job. All right, I refuse to play the tiebreaker.
No one?
I'll do it.
Adrienne's gonna do the tiebreaker just because
How do I
she
get
needs to show.
Hannah, you want to do it with me? We can both do it together.
Yeah, let me wash this off first.
Hannah, we're gonna do it together.
Good, this will clean the shrimp off.
You
So
guys,
don't change the slide until she's here too.
you guys can do whatever terrible things you need to do.
This is. Oh, I got it all over my palm.
Nice job.
Oh, this sink is not it. Eric, what kind of toothpaste is this? It's very
I
like.
think it's Crest whitening toothpaste.
It's
By the
very
way, the best
minty
toothpaste
smelling.
hands down is Arm & Hammer. Everybody knows that.
What?
What? Hannah?
I use Colgate.
Okay, that's Colgate's like brushing your teeth with sugar, so you might as well not.
You use. Wait.
It's the
Let's
worst.
back up to the part where you said Arm & Hammer. Like
Yeah,
Arm
Arm
and Hammer.
the baking soda or like.
Brand.
yeah, like it's the same brand. It's made by the same people. Arm &
Baking
Hammer-
soda is
Oh,
in
so
some
you're not like
toothpaste.
actually putting baking soda in your
No,
mouth
I'm
to brush
not,
your
no.
teeth?
No, I'm not doing that. Although that's a viable option. But no,
Hannah.
I'm not.
I'm
It's actually.
trying.
So if you haven't had it
It's
before,
thick.
when people haven't, I'm telling you, buy Arm & Hammer.
Do you want to wipe so you can wipe
Your
it off
mouth
your
will
fingers?
never feel fresher.
No, I got it.
This
I
is our
got it.
paid promotional segment of the night. 68 cents. Is that a?
That's the price of one single shrimp.
Oh wow.
That is not
I thought-
worth it.
Cheaper than I thought it would be.
I thought maybe
Yeah,
that
I
was
thought
your
it might
brand
be
of
like
toothpaste.
$1.
So
or
people who
two.
don't do Arm & Hammer think it tastes salty, but it doesn't. It just tastes fresh.
I've never used it.
But Colgate's
don't
gross.
like salty
Crest
flavored
is even worse.
things.
Crest is like
Sensodyne.
My hand is minty
Sensodyne.
fresh now.
Sensodyne doesn't make your mouth feel fresh, and it doesn't taste
Is
good.
it in there?
It's all
Are we
bad.
going?
Yeah, it's in there.
Oh, I'm gonna
Go.
get his hand.
All right.
Oh.
It's
Ew.
wet.
Oh,
Oh,
just going
it's
for it.
ketchup. It's ketchup.
Oh, it's definitely not ketchup.
Chocolate sauce?
Oh no. I don't know that this is COVID friendly. What you're doing right now, make sure you wash
It's
your hands
egg.
with lots of soap.
Egg?
Adrienne's like gagging over there. I would too if I were you.
No, it's not. It's
smell it.
it's thicker. It's thinner.
smell
It's
it.
thinner. It's more liquidy than.
Barbecue sauce?
No.
Oh, what is that?
I would. I grew up on a farm. We had lots of
I want
animals.
to look at the thing. If
We
it's
would-
blood, Eric, if this is blood, I am.
Ask about getting a dead cat off the street.
Molasses?
No.
It's like caramel.
Your family also does.
Yeah, I quit.
Maple
doing
syrup!
I know this feeling. I ate a lot of pancakes with my hands as a kid.
Okay, you can take our hands out.
Maple
Stop feeling it,
syrup.
Hannah.
Is it real maple syrup or is it like fake?
It's fake.
It's Meyer brand.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fake.
Yeah,
can
this
tell.
is
Smells
this
way
is the
different.
Spoken like
This is
a
the stuff
true
I
maple
grew
syrup
up on.
professional right there. It's a girl who knows
This
her
is. I'm
maple syrup.
sad at myself that I
Merple-
didn't get
Merple
this
syrup.
sooner.
Me too.
What's in the box? Volume 2. Hey, Eric, good job on that game.
Eric,
never
you will
wanna
never
play
be
it again.
forgiven for the shrimp.
Nice job.
This is nasty.
Maybe next time we'll get like an octopus or something.
Yeah.
Eric, you will never be forgiven
No,
for
no,
the
no, no.
shrimp.
Calamari.
Calamari?
Well,
So many wipes.
You
It's
know,
been
I
a
had
while.
calamari one time because it was labeled onion rings at an Asian restaurant. I was so mad. I like bit into it and it was chewy and I was like, this is not an onion.
to the haters
The
in
one
the
of these
chat,
things, not like
it's
they're.
been a while since I've been on the farm, so you know, calm down.
Your wife says it's actually maple flavored
That is what it is.
correct.
It's true.
It's good. It's okay. Just because
Everything
it's
is corn syrup.
sweet.
It's still sweet, but it's fake. It's like, let me take something, use an entire factory to turn it into something it wasn't, because corn doesn't taste sweet at all, and then put it in everything. Well, yeah, but they take regular field corn and make.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay until it gets dried.
Hey, we're in the book of Genesis
Good to know.
this week, so hey, that was a good game.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now my hand smells like minty maple syrup.
Congratulations to the victor, Adrienne.
Thank you.
Yeah, she won that
Round of
hardcore.
applause. Hey, we are going to transition over to our discussion of families tonight. And so one of the things that we do at Modified to Transition is we have this responsive reading. It's a prayer. So we're going to stand up, pray this together. God, we gather in this place and online as your church. Father, we want you to be glorified among us. Jesus Christ, teach us to love as you first loved us. Holy Spirit, help us to take steps of faith. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, so yeah, we're talking about family tonight. And what I want to know from you guys is, what is your favorite fictional family from like TV, video games, movies, stories, whatever, you know?
The Addams Family.
The Addams Family?
Yes, hardcore.
You were allowed to watch the Addams Family?
The old TV shows are amazing, and I've seen one of the new movies, and it's also amazing.
Last year.
Who's your favorite Addams Family character?
Morticia.
Wow, yeah,
Morticia.
not my
I said her
favorite.
name wrong.
Not my favorite.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
okay.
She's amazing. She's
Alright.
just so amazing.
Wow.
Especially in the old TV shows, because the actress just gets the character so good, and she like glides along like she's just this like shadow. Oh, it's amazing.
I don't think I've seen any of the old stuff. I've only seen
I've never
it's old. It's
seen
from the
any
like
of it.
the early to mid '90s. I saw the movie and it was okay. So, have you seen that movie? I don't know.
There's 2 movies with
Okay.
the same set of actors and actresses. There's the one where they're like doing whatever as their family. I don't really remember the plot of that one, but at the end, Morticia's like, "Hey, guess what? I'm having a baby," and Gomez is like, "Yay, a child!" And then in the next movie, they have the child, and like the child gets sick, and Gomez almost dies because his brother falls in love with this like evil murdering woman. It's great.
Wow, you know a lot about the Addams Family.
Wow.
This is a whole window onto like the
They're-
Loman family
they're
that
so
I had no
great.
idea. All right, so Addams
that's
Family
like
for you.
super limited knowledge too.
That's nice. Yeah, impressive.
They're great.
Really think of was the Weasleys.
The Weasleys are your favorite fictional? I mean, that's a good one.
I also love them.
I can get behind that. That's like, I mean, it's unfortunate that
Harry
one of them
Potter.
died, but
Fred and George are my favorite.
No.
yeah.
One of the twins.
Percy's kind of a pain in the butt, but
But he has a good redemption arc. He's
Yeah.
very good at the end. Not so
Yeah.
much in the middle.
and I appreciate the redheaded nature of them because like I still have a reddish beard, but when I was young, I had like the super orange hair and the freckles. It was awesome, and the bowl haircut.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was a good time. I was thinking about families. I think so. The one that came to my mind off the top of my head just recently is my kids are reading the Chronicles of Narnia. So Simeon just started the Lion and Witch in the Wardrobe, and you got Peter and Susan and Lucy and Edmund, and then the extended family with Eustace and yeah. So that's a good family. I loved the Chronicles of Narnia when I was growing up.
Talk to Dan about that.
Really?
He is obsessed.
Like my favorite books by far are Voyage of the Dawn Treader. That one's so good, so good. Like when Reepicheep rows off into the sea that kind of just goes on and on. It's a good moment.
The sea that's sweet is sweet
And,
to the taste or whatever.
Is it is the Magician's Nephew the one where they go through all the?
That's the first one. So yeah.
Well, it's the
The-
first one.
It's when Narnia is created.
Yeah.
But
It's like one of the last ones he wrote, and
Well, I have a book and it's like them in order. And
Yeah.
It's all of them.
I
and
hate
it's
when
the
people
first
do that.
book.
Blah. Wrong. Anyways, no, but yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. Well, your mom is wrong. No.
I
The
also,
book.
I
No.
also have that.
No, some people really like to read
Great.
them in that order, and that's okay. I prefer to read them in the order that they were written, because then you can kind of see this, like the whole, just the universe kind of expand. But I do like that book, whether you put it at the beginning or at the end or wherever. It's crazy.
It was really boring at the beginning, so I kind of just skipped it and read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and then I
Yeah.
went back to it after I read the other books. And I was
Because-
like, oh, it's not as boring as I thought it was.
Yeah, it like ties things together, but you don't know, like depending on when you read it. I do think The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe is my least favorite of those books.
Oh.
It's so overrated, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are.
I like
no.
it, but it's overrated.
I
Yeah.
love that,
That
one.
one and Prince Caspian is just a super downer. I can't do. No. Is Prince Caspian?
The Silver Chair.
No. The Silver Chair. That's the one I can't.
Yeah, I
so.
don't.
Anyways,
What is that one?
fictional
I also really like
families.
the silver chair.
Yeah, we got to keep moving because we are just talking away tonight.
Yeah.
So we're talking about families. When I was growing up, I had a somewhat imperfect family. We've talked about this a few times. How my family tree goes like this. My actual biological father was abusive, and he was alcoholic, and just all kinds of stuff. I haven't talked to him since before I could talk, so I haven't seen him in a long time. I think he's still alive somewhere. But I remember when I was growing up, there was this family in my church that was like really with it, and it seemed like their parents were really loving, and their family like really got along well. They were the Prestons. They were super cool, and I just felt like I wanted my family to be more like the Preston family. And so there were just things that I wanted, like things that were maybe not perfect or were broken in my family that I wish that I could change so that we could be more like the Prestons. And they were my youth group leaders sometimes, and they just seemed so cool. And my siblings and I would go complain about our parents to them, and they'd be like, well, your parents are actually okay. And whatever. So is there something, like when you think about your family, and this is on camera, so we should probably be nice. Are there things that you can think of that you would change?
I'd give myself a sibling.
You give yourself a sibling.
To all my only children out there, you know how it is. You love your parents. Your parents are great, but sometimes there's too much of them.
There's too much of your parents.
There's too much because you're the only one. You're like both spotlights are on you.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, spotlight over here, and like you get to be out of the picture for a little bit.
And spotlight can be good, but it can also like like just too much
overwhelming
attention.
Give me space.
Yeah, I get that. I can see that. It's funny because we have 3 kids, and so I'm always feeling bad for Simeon, the middle kid. I just feel like he's always ignored and left out, even though we're trying to pay attention to him. He's just got a personality that like fades into the background, and like I don't know. He's so used to being overshadowed by his younger sister, who is really like commands attention, and his older sister, who's super nice, but she's a born leader. So it's like the opposite of being the only child. Like all of the spotlights are always away from poor Simeon. So Adrienne, if you could change anything about your family, what's something you would change?
I want a sister.
You want a sister?
Because every time that Isaiah and I are in an argument, Adam always sides with him, and it's like
It's
I
'cause
never
brothers have to stick
anyone
together.
Like me to talk to because they're like way different than me.
You don't say.
It'd
Also,
be nice to have someone
like holy smokes, your brother like became a man this year. What happened to him?
tall.
Yeah, I like
He's
quarantine.
taller than my dad.
Quarantine happened, and I looked at him, and I was like, hair, and he's tall, and like
He's only
what?
got it cut once since
Who is
December.
this kid? Yeah, I mean he's not a kid anymore. He's scary. So
Full-fledged baseball
yeah.
kid.
He does not play baseball.
Does he not? I thought he did.
Not anymore.
So when you're little, you see your family, you see your parents especially as superheroes. So again, my mom was a single mom for quite a bit of my childhood, and so my mom's brother, my uncle, was basically my dad for a while. And I remember thinking like we'd have these arguments on the playground about like who was stronger, like is your dad stronger than my dad, or like is my uncle, because he was basically my dad at that point. I think my uncle's like the strongest man in the whole entire world. And so you like look at your parents and you just think they're so great. When do you think that changed for you? Like, do you feel like when you were little you looked at your parents like superheroes, like they could do no wrong? And yeah, when did that change?
I think like middle of 7th grade when I moved to Okemos.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a whole new experience, and like
yeah, new
I
school.
hadn't like my old school, we didn't change classes at all. We just had one teacher all day, and
Yeah,
so many new people that I met. And
yeah, and new house, and just like this change. Moving is kind of traumatic.
yeah, well, I was at my old school for like we moved into our house in October, and I was still at that school
Yeah.
for the rest of the year, so I got used to it.
Yeah.
But then when I moved to Okemos, it was
Okay. So about middle school, like
Yeah.
the very middle of middle school is when your parents stop being superheroes. So I got a couple more years with my daughter. Okay, that's good. What about you?
It's kind of the same area, like
Yeah.
the junior high, 6th to 8th grade kind of areas, where
Okay.
it's like you kind of stop being a little kid and like you still need your parents, but it's like You need them less.
You need them less. Yeah, that does seem to be
You
the way.
feel like you need them less.
Yeah, there it is. There's the wording. That's right. Correction.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just something that happens where your parents go from being those superheroes and then suddenly you realize that your family's maybe not perfect. And no matter how good your family is, like if it's 100%, like from the outside, it looks like it's this like textbook example of the American dream and like, perfect American family. Or if it's like totally screwed up like mine was, you just realize no matter what, like every family is broken in some way. And so if you're willing to share, what's been the latest tension or conflict that maybe your family's experiencing? You guys been working through together?
We've spent a lot of time together
Okay.
over quarantine
Yeah.
because, we're here at the church because my dad has to be here to do things for work, which is fine.
Yeah.
And then my mom, she's a stay-at-home mom, so like she's either with my dad or at home with me while I'm doing school now, and it's like we've been in each other's space a lot and we're stepping on toes, and it's great, and it's been great to like be with them more,
Yeah.
but also it was good to not be with them so much.
And like when you're gonna have to give up something, or when somebody's like moving away, and like you want to spend more time, like you want to hold on tighter. I think your parents are realizing they've got a year and a half with you, and then you're like, peace out.
Yeah.
And so they're
Yeah.
probably it's gonna
That's
ramp up.
That's exactly what they're
"Peace out,
doing.
I want to get out," and they're like, "Stay."
Yeah,
That's
they are.
kind
That's
of
got
exactly
I
what they're
can't
doing.
even imagine. That's gonna be heartbreaking when my kids get to be that
Yeah,
old.
well, I'm probably gonna stay at home for college, so they'll have kids there for
Your
another 4 years after I graduate. So
Woohoo! I don't think they'll mind, although
Isaiah might not like that.
your brothers might not love it, but yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's a little bit like friction from just being around each other too much.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Isaiah and I
Yeah.
at each other all the time, and then Adam got into it a little bit at the beginning of quarantine.
Yeah.
But
I remember you saying something about that.
he's usually the one who's like quiet and like doesn't get into stuff,
Yeah.
but he got a little bored.
Okay.
But Isaiah and I, we fought a lot.
Yeah. As siblings do.
Fists thrown multiple times.
Yeah. How old is he now?
He's 11.
You were beating up on a poor little 11-year-old.
It was
Not-
pretty even.
He's not poor little 11-year-old. Let me tell you.
He's a man child, but he is short.
I don't know him very well, but he just looks like the jolliest, happiest little guy.
That's what everybody said.
Like,
Just
it-
ask Casey. Just ask
It
Casey.
might not be like that. Might not be
Looks
the
can
real
be
story,
deceiving.
but like he presents, like he just walks around like, oh, he's got a smile on his face and a little
the
mischievous
glasses.
and the glasses. Yeah,
Vicious. He walks around like he's got something to prove. Like we played kick dodgeball the other day in the flood.
yeah.
He was going at it.
Really? Oh man, that's not the
Scary
person that I
guy.
see
Just-
from the outside.
His nickname for him is Killer. So
Yeah. Well, that's
Love
cool. A couple
family.
years he'll be modified, and then it'll be. So he's in 6th grade this year. Yeah, it's crazy. Man,
Adam will be here next year.
yeah, you and your brother in the same high school youth group at the same time. So, speaking of conflict, when families encounter conflict, we kind of react in a couple different ways. Either we like just discount our family entirely, and we're like, all right, I'm going to live here and I'm going to be part of this, but I don't care what you have to say. Or we like pull away and we distance ourselves from family, right? And so what is your typical style of conflict with your family? Do you like hold them at arm's length? Do you just like put up and endure and ignore them? Do you like quietly like have anger burning underneath? Like are you somebody who engages in conflict, or are you somebody who like bottles it up? What's it look like with your family?
It depends on the conflict. Like,
Okay.
I've been told, and I know, that like when I'm hungry, I'm
Yeah.
a little more.
Me too.
It's a little more like
Yeah.
my dad's like, oh, we gotta feed someone. He's kind of mean about
was
it. He
nice
likes to
of him.
poke my buttons, but
yeah, that's what dads
um,
do best.
it's really situational. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't
Okay.
want to be a part of this. And other times it's like,
So sometimes it's like
gonna
pull
be a
back,
part of
sometimes it's like
this.
engage
If I
and
feel
like boom.
strongly about something, I will fight back.
Yeah,
she does.
I believe it.
Yeah. But usually, if something is like upset me or something, I usually just like stay in my room and do everything in my room.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Like-
Yeah.
At the beginning of quarantine, I just kind of ate all of my meals in my room, except for like dinner if we were having like a family dinner.
Wow.
But I usually just stayed in my room because I'd want to watch TV, but I can't
You're such a teenager. My goodness.
Do you want to listen to someone yell cheese and rice all the time?
No, I don't. I can't imagine what like young teenish boys are watching on YouTube. I'm sure it's stimulating.
Things like this ceremony.
Someone take care of their farm animals and yelled cheese and rice at their
Cheese
pigs.
and rice. All right, so here's the good news. God has a long history of working with dysfunctional families. No matter if your family's on the scale of like seemingly good from the outside to like total ingrown family tree like mine, God works through dysfunctional families. And so we're reading a story about a dysfunctional family tonight. It's Isaac's kids. Do you know Isaac from the Bible?
Yes. I finally remembered what the story was.
Hey, good job. He had 2 sons, and their names were?
Jacob.
And
Esau.
yeah. And so Jacob and Esau were twins, and they were like, Jacob became the father of the Israelites, Esau became the father of the Edomites, and anyways, these 2 guys, like, throughout their whole lives were rivals, like super rivals. Like, it was beyond fist fighting with your younger brother. It was like, I want to kill you. And so this is what happened in Genesis 25. We're reading verses 27 through 34. So Jacob and Esau are growing up, and Esau's the older, and so he's got these specific rights as the firstborn child that he's going to inherit the majority of his father's and his family's assets when his father passes away. And so this happens. Verse 27, as the boys grew up, Esau became a skillful hunter. He was an outdoorsman, but Jacob had a quiet temperament, preferring to stay at home. Isaac, this is dad, loved Esau because he enjoyed eating wild game that Esau brought home, but Rebekah loved Jacob. So we got a dad's boy and we got a mom's boy, right? And they're brothers who were born like minutes apart, and so there's a lot of friction here. One day when Jacob was cooking some stew, Esau arrived home from the wilderness, exhausted and hungry. Esau said, I'm starved. Give me some of that red stew. This is how Esau got his other name, Edom, which means red. All right, Jacob replied, but trade me your rights as the firstborn son. So Jacob is asking, like, hey, you're the firstborn. I want all of the inheritance. I want my father's blessing. Look, I'm dying of starvation, said Esau. What good is my birthright to me now? Like, he is a little dramatic. Sounds a little dramatic to me, right? I'm going to die. Verse 33, Jacob said, but first you must swear that your birthright is mine. So Esau swore an oath, thereby selling all of his rights as the firstborn to his brother Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau some bread and lentil stew, and Esau ate the meal, got up and left, and he showed contempt for his rights as the firstborn. So there's a lot going on here. There's the fact that Esau traded all of like the family honor just for a bowl of stew, which is crazy. There's the fact that Jacob is already like developing his deceptive nature and starting to like create friction with his brother. And fast forward to when their dad passed away, Jacob goes through this whole elaborate ruse. Do you guys know? Do you remember what he did? So
Yes.
Isaac's about ready to
Goat, the goat for.
Yeah,
I was
so
gonna
he
say
puts-
bear. He's like,
right.
I'm gonna be a buff man,
So his-
but not.
his dad was like blind, so he could only like tell who he was by feel. One of them was like pretty hairy,
Yeah.
and so he put the goat hair on his arm.
Yeah, sheepskin. Yeah. So it's crazy because Esau was apparently hairy, and so and he was like, he smelled like the woods or whatever, which I can't imagine smelled great. And Jacob hung
It's
out.
nice when you walk out in the woods.
Well, yeah, but like sweaty man of the woods, though. I think like think mountain man with no deodorant. That's what I think. That's what Esau probably smelled like. Meanwhile, you got Jacob hanging out at home. He's probably like his mom's probably like cleaning his fingernails and stuff and whatever, like making sure he's super clean. And so, but Jacob wants to go into his to see his father before he passes away and get the blessing that Isaac was going to give Esau. So yeah, he puts the sheepskin on his arm, so he feels like Esau. Which holy smokes, Esau must have been super hairy to
Yeah,
like.
I was like, did
Okay.
he just like put the pelt on his arms or
Right.
like, take individual hairs and glue them to?
I
his
don't know, but that like
Or is his brother? Is his brother like a Chewbacca Sasquatch type
apparently
of
he
man?
was like that's frightening. And then like he made some food, and anyways he tricked his father into giving him the blessing that rightfully at that point still belonged to Esau. And so at that point, like after that happens, Esau comes in and he's like, "Hey Dad, bless me," and his dad's like, "Who are you?" And then he says, "Oh no, you're my oldest son. I've got nothing left to give you." And so Esau is so mad, he literally makes plans to kill Jacob. Like, I've been mad at my siblings, but I've never wanted to murder them. No joke, like murder, right? And so Jacob runs away. He's gone for years. He comes back, like he's afraid of his brother. Rumors are surrounding that he wants to kill him. It's just like this huge mess. But the reason that we're bringing it up tonight is that God knew all of this mess and how fractured this family was, and he still chose to use them in his story. Like he included them as part of his family. So Jacob became the father of the Israelites, right? And so even though this family was so broken, and Jacob was like this serial liar, he just lied all the time, God chose to put them in his story, and like they became the direct lineage through which Jesus came into the world. And it's just so cool to see that. And so this is what the New Testament, thousands of years later, so there's a lot of time between when the early part of the Bible was written and the last part of the Bible. But in Hebrews 11, when I get there, Hebrews 11, verse 20, says this, and this is talking about Jacob and Esau. It says, "It was by faith that Isaac promised blessings for the future to his sons Jacob and Esau." And so these guys get included in this like heroes of faith chapter where it's talking about the way that God worked through human history, no matter how broken they were. And so from God's perspective, there's no family that you can count out, and there's no person in a family that you can count out, because God is willing to use and able to use broken people, which is encouraging to me. So what's one thing, knowing that God can use broken, messed up families in any situation, what's one thing that you love about your family?
We can make jokes and have a really good time when we're in the mood.
Yeah?
It's really fun.
Yeah.
Mess around. Yeah.
It's fun to laugh together as a family. It's like one of the best moments. Yep. What about you, Hannah? What's one thing that you love about your family?
Sometimes when we go shopping, and we all go into like the store together, and like we're all like, oh, this is gonna be terrible. We don't want to go shopping at all. My dad and my mom. My dad will start being like, he'll like be doing this like goofy thing, or he'll like make the mannequin dance or something, which like makes my mom super on edge, and she's like, but she's laughing, and she's like, stop it, you're gonna break something, and he's like dancing with this weird shirt or something, and like I'm standing there like, Dad, put the shirt down, and it's like, it's just great. We're just having a fun time. The people in the stores are watching this, but it's fine, and we're just like, we're having fun. We get other people like smile and start laughing, and it's fun sometimes.
Yeah, when I was growing up and thinking back to my family, we had moments of fun, for sure. But one of the things that I really appreciate and love about my family was we knew how to work together to accomplish a goal. Like our whole life, we grew up on a farm, and even though we had all these weird relationships, like when we all were doing the same thing at the same time, man, we were efficient. We were like able to get jobs done, and we did a lot of service for people in the church and for our church, and it's fun. Even it's still like my parents came to help us move, and they're a little cantankerous, and my dad grumped at some people, my stepdad grumped at some people, and I'm just used to how he works, and so like it just like I fell back into the same habits of this is how you work with them, and you get things done. So, yeah, redeeming and fixing things that are broken is what God does best, and so I know that no matter where your family is on the scale of like picture perfect to like train wreck, dumpster fire, like 2020-esque family, whatever that is, like God can work in that family, and so. If you think about your family, what's one way that you see God working in your family right now, in the last month, in the last week, in the last few days?
We have fought less.
You fought less, really?
Yeah.
You say.
I mean, since school started, I haven't seen each other as much, but
Okay,
we fought less. Yeah.
good. A little more harmony. That's good. Nice. Cool. What about you guys?
I mean, like, cause my dad works here.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit more of like, we've been like talking with more people, and like we check in with other people, and like he will like call people and be like, hey, how you doing? And kind of like a lot of connection, because everybody knows our family.
Yep.
So we can like get to see people and like what they're doing, or like get to go help them if they need help, or like just making connections with everyone.
Your dad is a helper. Like the other day, he just went over
yeah.
and like some lady put something on Facebook about needing shelves put up from the church, and he just went over and like cut some shelves and put them up for her because he's awesome. So.
Did he do? I didn't know that he did that.
It was Saturday, I think. So yeah. Anyways, the big idea tonight is just that God can work through your family, and so what would it look like if we all went home this week, and instead of being frustrated with our families, instead of focusing on the negative, if we treated our family like they mattered and like God could work through them. I think for a lot of us, things could be really different. And I think we might, our eyes might be open to seeing not just what God will do, but maybe what God is already doing through the people around us. So that's our challenge to you. God hasn't given up on your family yet, so you don't get to give up on them either. God can still do cool things through them. So, yeah, we're going to pivot and head off to small groups tonight. We're going to not do worship because we talked a lot and we hung out. It's all right. We practiced. We'll be good for next week.
Yes.
To close us out tonight, I want to pray a second and then give you a couple of quick announcements, and then, yeah, head off to your small groups, play among us, chat about the lesson. Just spend a little bit of time with your people tonight. So let's pray. Father God, I thank you so much for Modified. I thank you that even when we can't be here in person, that you can still bring us together as your church and as your people. God, I pray that as we go out this week or stay in with our families, that you would open our eyes to see how you're working through us and through our family members. Help us to just rely upon you and your Holy Spirit in our interactions, whether our families are driving us up the wall or whether we're just feeling really close to them. God, help us to imitate you and to live in a manner that glorifies you so that our families can be part of your story and part of your kingdom as well. I pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Hey, two quick things. As far as I know, Modified will most likely be back in person next week. I have to verify that yet. I will send an email if that changes. And the second thing is, actually three quick things. The second thing is CIY Move registration, early registration opens up in like 2 weeks. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to require a $75 deposit, which is kind of steep, I know.
CIY.
But it's CIY, and that's a big deal. And so, like last year, before 2020 hit, I had registered for 50 spots for Modified because I was like, man, we're going to take a ton of people. But this year, and I think we would have filled them up, but this year, because of budgets and because of uncertainty, I only registered for 35 spots. And
Darren.
there's a massive group of incoming freshmen, your brother's class, that are coming to
They're
Modified.
like as big as our class.
Yeah, they're
was.
just like, they're ginormous. It'll be one of those moments where the incoming freshman class is as big as the rest of us put together. And so you guys, if you want to go, you need to get in quick because, so I registered for this event for the church and it literally sold out within 10 minutes. Not just our week of Move, not just like Michigan 2, but Michigan's 1, 2, and 3 were all completely sold out.
All
So
3 weeks.
we're probably not going to get more spots, and we're going to leave people behind. And I'm sorry, it's what we have to do. So please register as soon as possible when early registration opens up. Yeah, it's going to be at least a $50 deposit. It probably should be a $75 deposit. I'll see if I can be nice or not. We'll see. But that is coming up. The other thing you need to know is Christmas party. So Modified always has Christmas month, right? And we were
Christmas.
talking about this as adults, and we realized that Christmas month is a ton of food. And food doesn't work for COVID. Like, we can't do hot chocolate. We can't do gingerbread houses. We can't decorate Christmas cookies. We can't have, like, Christmas waffles with whipped cream and sort of like all
I
of the
forgot
things.
About the waffles.
All of the things that we do for Christmas month are all food, and we can't do that. So our Christmas party, we're going to figure out stuff to like make Christmas month still happen. But our Christmas party is going to be us renting out Celebration Cinema, and we're going to watch A Christmas Story together.
I've never
And
seen
Yes.
it.
Oh my gosh, I love that
this is
movie
gonna
so much.
it's gonna be so great. So so I've reserved a theater for us. It's gonna be just us in our own theater together. $10 though. So instead of buying a gift this year, you just gotta pay $10, and that gets you into the theater. It gets you popcorn and a drink. It's a stellar deal. So that's only half of what it's costing Modified. We're picking up the other half of that tab, but it's gonna be a good time. So that's Monday the 14th, December 14th. It's 7 to like 9ish at Celebration Cinema. It's gonna be a fantastic time. Sign up online. You can sign up online at the email that I sent to your parents. I think those are all of our announcements. So any last words before we sign off?
Woot woot.
I'm excited for you to see
It's
the movie.
such a good movie.
It is so good.
It's so good.
And I'm not sure, like, when you watch it the first time, how, like, it's one of those things that grows on. It gets better and better every time you watch it. But I still think the first time is going to be good. It's going to be fun for us to watch
You find more and more like little hidden things
Yeah,
about
there's just
it
so
as
much
you
good.
I
go.
also really like movie theater stuff.
Yeah.
Especially Celebration. They have nice seats.
Oh, they do. They get the recliners. And I tried to get us Home Alone, but they didn't have Home Alone.
Oh.
Because I would have chosen Home Alone for sure. So. Well, okay. We'll watch Christmas Story. It's gonna be good. All right, that's it. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, that pen.
Hannah, I need.